Oh, hey, didn't see you there. You get it because, the blindfold, the jump. Okay, whatever. Ladies and gentlemen, I have accomplished what is possibly one of the greatest feats of Fadi and gaming history. I'm still mind blown that I actually did it. And when I go and look at speedrun.com and I see my time up there, I still can't believe it. I get chills. It was insane. I mean, I'm still mind blown because I managed to beat one of the hardest games in the world without the ability to see. I just, it's insane. I'm still at a loss for words. If you don't know what I'm talking about yet, I'm talking about beating Jump King completely blindfolded. 43 screens, hundreds of jumps, and plenty of falls, and then you have the win section on top of it. It seems so impossible for most people, and I think that's why before I did it, there was only 5 people ever in the world that have ever done it. My only goal when completing this run was to just not be last on the leaderboard. Now, in order to do that, I had to do it in under an hour and 15 minutes, I think, but that's still easier said than done. So the run itself took about 58 minutes to complete. And if you want to watch the entire video of that, it's in the description. I'm not going to put the entire thing into a YouTube video. That would be entirely too long. So I had the highlights here. I'll also be adding in some voiceover during some parts so that you can kind of get a grasp on how I knew certain things or how I plan to go about them. But real quick before we get into it, I just want to thank everyone who supported me, my friends. We have Val Merrick's in chat, Level in chat. Those guys were huge in helping me do this. I would not have been able to do this or even think about doing this without those two and their help. So thank you to you guys. And yeah, let's get right into it. All right, so off rip here. These are pretty generic jumps. Nothing too crazy, just a lot of practice and stuff like that goes into them. But one thing you'll notice throughout this is that I'm listening for how far I jump. Like I'm listening for how long I'm in the air, how it sounds like I land, and stuff like that. The sound is really huge when you don't have eyes. What? Ooh. So yeah, I made that noise right there because I knew that I barely made that jump just from the sound of it. Right here, I'm just doing a little bit of ceiling checks there. I bounce my head off the wall so that I know that I'm lined up for the jump. Again, a lot of this beginning section is just knowing your lineups. A lot of full jumps, just because it's a lot easier to do a full jump than it is to do like these partial non-full jumps, because it's less consistent if you have a large variation in power. You'll see a whole lot of me walking into walls just to absolutely make sure that I'm fully in the corner. Around the time that I was able to get this run, I started making this whole beginning section pretty consistently. That was a jump that I used to mess up a lot. It's not one that I mess up anymore, which I'm very grateful for. I guess right there I was able to discern that I jumped long. No, I wasn't. Never mind. I'm about to figure it out soon, though, that I actually ended up going too far. Wow, I had made it through. I didn't know I made it through. You can kind of determine some of these things as I've done plenty of eyes closed practice and then actual attempts at the blindfolded run. I've done enough to be able to discern which lane I'm in for the most part. Another bonk line up there, just to make sure I'm in the right spot to make that first jump. Over. I hate missing that jump. You see me walking in a corner and full jumping just to see where I'm at, and then once I realize I'm against the right wall, I don't have anything to hit my head on, and that's how I knew I was in that bottom right corner. Argenberg is where it starts to get a little bit tricky because this is where we have the hardest jump in the game. There is a 2-frame jump for the chimney jump. It is insanely hard. If you don't know what a 2-frame jump is, or what the frames are, the max jump is 35, so you can have anywhere between a 1 and a 35 frame jump. The game is 60 FPS, so you have a little bit over half of a second to get from no power to full power, which doesn't leave a large margin of error. In this run, I was able to hit it first try, which was kind of huge. But most of the time, because I'd done it so many times, I do tend to hit it pretty consistently. It's the area above here that I typically run into a lot of issues. So right here, I was actually able to develop my own strategy, which was kind of cool. Just to make sure that you could, well, just to make sure I could get that consistently. So it was pretty cool that I actually came up with my own strat. Alrighty then. Short. Yeah, like I said, this is one of the hardest sections for me. One of my least consistent sections. Now, up until this point, I had never made it into the wind section. Every run that I've ever had has gotten stopped at Great Frontier, which is where I'm at now. This screen and above are what would always give me a really tough time here. I mean, just look at how small the areas are that you can land on. Over again. So I'm going to walk left and just hope that I'm right. I was wrong. Fuck. I'm going to try something. Okay. Okay. So the reason I figured that out is because the different sounds for the different screens, I knew what the birds chirping and the wind blowing meant. But then when I full jumped, it all went away. So I knew exactly where I was only because of that. I knew it was on the left side because of the way I fell. Because I walked off of the left. So I knew it was on the left side somewhere. And there was only one block that you could fall on. And that you could full jump and see the next screen. So that was pretty easy detective work on my end. Okay. There we go. I just don't want to walk off. But I feel like if it was 5 taps to the right, if I was on top of it, I would have fallen down. And if I wasn't on top of it, then I'd be free to jump. Good deduction. Good job, Klaus. Should have done it the first time. So the recovery on the right side of these flagpoles, it's insane. Just in case. Okay, I am. Jumping onto this right flagpole from its right side is just like you only have 1 frame. It's like a 99.9% chance you miss the recovery here. And you go over and you fall. That feels so close. It is exactly 31 out of 35 frames. Any other frame misses. I sit here for a while trying this because I don't want to go over. There it is. So we are now approaching what is the hardest screen in the game to do blindfolded. Hardest screen in the game. Make or break right here. Forget everything else previous to this. This is the hardest screen right here. There are different ways to tackle that screen. So in order to do that jump, where it's the hardest in the game, only because every single frame jump that you get through that first tower is a different strategy. So you have to listen and know what frame jump you got into that first tower. On the one that I make it, I end up getting a 25, and it's very easy to determine when you get a 25, and I know the strat for it. So I got kind of lucky on this run. But, I mean, it was bound to happen eventually. I was going to get some sort of frame jump that I recognize and get it correct. But it's incredibly difficult because some of the jumps sound extremely similar, and it's really hard to determine the difference. Bang like we never left, baby. Oh. Ooh. That sounded like a 25. This is my first time ever getting into wind. Ever. So I was super nervous. I have practiced wind so many times. So right here throughout the entirety of wind, I am counting in my head. If I'm not bouncing against a wall like I am right here, then I have no idea which way the wind is blowing, and that's why I have to count in my head and know the timings. I gotta think. I have to full neutral. Yeah. Okay. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. I jumped early. Fuck, I want to take the blindfold off. I'm pretty sure I landed at that left recovery block. I have no idea which way the wind's blowing. I can figure it out though. That left recovery block at the very entrance, which probably means doom. Yep, doom. Oh my god, I landed on the recovery. Oh my gosh, that's so lucky. Oh my gosh. I landed on the last flagpole. That's crazy. Oh. Yeah, so I just got incredibly lucky there, and it made for an epic gamer moment. This time I end up getting through. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll go to the corner. Chapel is really easy. It's just 3 full jumps to the left once you're in the right positions. Then it's a full jump to the right, full jump to the left, a big jump to the right, full jump, full jump. It's just a bunch of full jump lineups. Blindfolded or not, I can, you know, I was basically able to do this off rip without being able to see. There's just so many full jump lineups there. which does come in handy because you do fall here a lot. Ice, on the other hand, way more difficult. Shit. The first jump, the very first one, bro. It also helps if you make the first jump. Can't be walking into ice and then failing the first jump, dude. No way I slid over. There's no way. Which means I fell on the left. It also helps if you don't fail the first jump twice. But eventually I make it back to ice again. And ice is hard, even without a blindfold on. But you also have to stop your momentum from sliding across the block. So you're not safe just because you land the jump. Hold on. Never mind, wasn't that bad. And then you have to time how you cancel your momentum, which does make it somewhat difficult. Okay. For a second there, I thought I missed it. Even though this is my first time being here, I have practiced ice quite a bit. I do like a practice run through before I put the blindfold on. Okay. And then after I get through ice, I'm going to let it play through without saying anything. My buddy Zelix created an AI song for me. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Wish I could save state right now. When I was going to try to complete this. But real quick, before we get too deep into tower, I want to say that these jumps are especially hard with a blindfold on, just because none of them, I think there's only one jump that's a full jump. Everything else is just power based on whether or not you make the jump. And because you can't see how far the obstacle is, you have to memorize it. It makes it that much harder to actually hit the jumps. So I end up falling from tower a lot, but we'll go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and skip to the part where I actually make it in and stay there and complete the run. There it is. I know that jump. Thank you. Holy shit, I started second guessing myself, thinking I was wrong. We'll just do it the old-fashioned way, because I don't know if that lines me up where I want to be. I don't remember whether, like, what kind of taps I did to line up there. So we'll just do that, one tap back, and we should be good. Okay. One micro tap. That was too close to it. I think I should be good just to go from here. Let's fucking go, dude. I did it finally. Oh my gosh. Finally. I have done it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Finally. I'm gonna hit you all with ads right now. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, slower than Trimp though? I don't give a fuck anymore, dude. I don't care if I'm last. At this point, that took forever. I realized how bad I am at this game. I don't give a fuck. I did it. I did the fucking thing, all right? I did it. It's fine. 58 minutes? Oh, I'm not the slowest in the world, you bitch. I'm not the slowest in the world. I got a sub hour. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.